Good morning. I am Dr. Subramaniam Sharma. I am coming from India, from a beautiful garden city called Bengaluru. I am here to share my vision and dream to all of you for all the achievements we have done through a dream called Sudiksha Group. I, Subramaniam Sharma, Chairman and Managing Director of Sudiksha Group in India. You want to know about me more? Do watch me live along with Rashmi Roy in Al Virago Show in Good TV and Good People TV. Watch me live. I'm going to come to your homes very shortly. Thank you.
Hello all, you are most welcome in my show, which is Al Virago Show with Rashmi, with new celebrities who are inspiring huge humanitarian and new community and society. What me and my wonderful, inspiring, exuberant, charity and more guests only on Global TV and the People TV. The show is telecast in New York, Asia at 8 p.m. their time and 8:30 p.m. UK time, which is the British time. See you all there with Rashmi. Welcome to all on yet another episode of Al Virago Show with Rashmi, with an inspiring personality. Yes, my name is Rashmi and I'm Director of Al Virago Limited. I live in Scotland, UK. Al Virago Limited is a UK-based independent organization that focuses on fashion, awards, events and working with charitable organizations. We believe in creating unique moments that leave a lasting impression. Our vision and mission is to bring together real talents and empowered people with diverse backgrounds across the globe that have something to say about who they are and where their passions lie. Through Al Virago Show, we provide them with a wonderful platform to explore and share their skills and talent, celebrating their own accomplishments. Al Virago believes to ignite, excite, unite with us to explore yourselves. You can reach us on Facebook page, which is Al Virago, and email ID is alviragoltd@gmail.com. So today, let's not waste the time and see who our wonderful, dynamic, versatile, successful, and a renowned guest. Yes, we have Dr. Subramaniam Sharma. He is the grandson of late Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, who was a former president of India, And Dr. V.V. Giri was a former Vice President of India. Dr. Subramaniam Sharma is a chairman and managing director of Sudiksha Group of Companies. He is an alumnus of Harvard University in Law and Economics. He is also the alumni from Indian Institute of Management, IIM Ahmedabad. He is the youngest CEO of Pfizer, global-based pharma giant of Singapore. Over 26 years of experience in sales, marketing, including finance, media and entertainment, aviation, solar energy, healthcare, retail, and legal. He is also the strategic thinker and planner, skilled in design and execution of financial administration and business programs. He has extensive exposure and experience of the industrial world. The company's management has been honored and dignified to place the company as one of the leading consultants in the globe clientele. What more? Let's see. Sudiksha Group is a conglomerate of 15 companies diversified into healthcare, pharmacy manufacturing, retail pharmacy, diagnostics, entertainment, aviation, dairy farming, information technology, infrastructure, and many more. Sudiksha Group is a multi-billionaire company. Yes, over 16,000 plus global workforce, having 47 offices spread across countries: India, Sri Lanka, Middle East, Kenya, Melbourne, Bulgaria, Johannesburg, Estonia, and Nepal. Oh my goodness, what a big profile. And I'm really honored and privileged to have Dr. Subramaniam Sharma in Alvirago Show with Rashmi. Most welcome, sir, in my show. And I would like to thank you so much. We would like to know about you. Can you please tell us about yourself?
It's a beautiful journey from middle of Tamil Nadu, where we are born long ago. It's a 47 years journey as of today. I've grown from a place in the remotest part of Tamil Nadu. The primitive education did happen that Tamil Nadu, where I had my basic education. Migrated towards Karnataka in India, where we have did my collegiate education. Eventually moved out to Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad, and from there on to UK to complete my postgraduate as well as doctorate. And from my legacy family, of course, yes, it speaks volumes in this country, where the political scenarios have been believed that they're going to change the lives of a lot of people. Today, political has been a religion in this part of the world, where politics is also a subject that I've born from a family of such a big legends, where they've dictated the constitution, they've made the India proud, they're proud children. So born to that legatical family, and being here today, yes, you have to give back something back to society. Of course, being yourself, going back to society, it makes a lot for me to see that the journey for the beautiful journey. The journey can be split into three: the primitive area, the structural area where I've been a student, completed my academics, and post that being an employee, being very successful employee, and after that now becoming an employer. Adjectively, it may be multiple portfolios what we would have held, but everything comes with a dream and a vision to carry forward. From a beautiful family and grown together, highly, inspiring personally a journey of me to go good, to excellent in education, and coming back, being from working as a management trainee to become a CEO and thereon, and want to do something back that you be your own entrepreneur, and that's a beautiful journey now. The journey, present journey, what we are having is a journey which I'm going to work for others, of course not for me anymore. So this makes it very interesting. So this journey is so beautiful that out of all these three phases, the present journey I'm really enjoying the most, because we want to change the lives of a lot of people around you. That makes it very inspiring. That is where I'm here today in your show. Feel like when you really called me to the show, I said that why I should be there. It's where like you've been to be more expressive today, than what you are. Earlier the time you've been more for yourself and you want to do something yourself. Today you are expressing for not for you, for the fellow human being, for the human race in per se. Not many people are are fluent to chase their dreams, and you get an opportunity. Not only you chase your dream, you are making a lot of people to chase their dreams along with you. And I strongly feel that's a vision, and I am part of it. Samiksha, it's a small dream.
It's a small dream. I think it's really a lively dream that you're seeing, because yes, social media nowadays has become one of the best platforms to express what you are into, and then people get attached to, because there are so many people who are into different fields, but when you express it, then people get connected to you in any ways, and then you get the right people for your own business. Very, very exciting. I'm sure you have so many already employees, but apart from that, if you're coming to my show, it must definitely be something encouraging to you. So thank you so much. And one more thing, definitely I believe in about the vision that you spoke, because great people stand out because of their visions. It's not always intelligence that works, but the vision of the person takes you to places. And very recently in your Facebook pages, I did observe that success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage that keeps you continue, and that counts basically in your life. So yeah, that's really great to know from you, sir. Can you please tell us about your a bit about your relationship with your grandparents? I'm very, very excited to know. How was it with them?
Yeah, both I was very young with Dr. Radhakrishnan was not there in this world. I was only 2-year-old when he passed away. But the relationship, two things, a beautiful relationship, I can say. It's a very unique feeling, I can tell you. When they are with you and you share a relationship, is a bondage. When they are not there with you, but still they are connected to you, the world connects with you because of the genetically connection to them. That becomes legendary. The legendary part of it is that I experience them every moment in my life. It's a proud moment when you have been associated with a great relationship of such a wonderful people. You have been there and part of that family, and their DNA is with you, and they are legends, and you carry a responsibility on your shoulders that you have known to do nothing to their name, but the only thing is you are celebrating their lives and along with you alive. And that is beautiful, and that experience every day with both the grandparents, the legendary people of this country. Wherever I go, they have been spoken. Wherever I sit, they're speaking. The two things are happening. One is that I celebrate their life along with my life, and the people who are talking to me also feel that they're connected directly to that family, and they also celebrate that. It's mutual. Everybody feels that, the person whom we are all adoring, we are celebrating today in their family. If we are trying to talk to somebody, so they feel that personal connections to be there, and I am proud that I am carrying that legacy. So it's mutual. So that's very strange, which normally don't happen to a lot of people, and it normally happens where when your parents are around, when you grew up with them, so they just merely born to their part of their family, kith and kin. The entire family celebrates a wonderful life which they lived for more than a century. Both of them, and typically speaking, both the legends that we have, the family member. I'm happy to say is that they were in the presidential palace for 27 long years continuously. When Radhakrishnan was vice president for two terms. That is 10 years, and when he was in the vice presidency, and when he eventually became president, B.B. Giri was the vice president. When President Radhakrishnan retired, B.B. Giri became the president. So 27 long years, the history where unstoppable presidents, the legendary presidents were there at the parliament. So the Rashtrapati Bhavan. So we feel that the first family, that's all we call it, the first family. So yes, of course, that's a legendary. That's definitely.
Amazing.
That is legendary.
and I'm hearing from you is like, I'm actually what you said, that we live with them. So I'm thinking like, yeah, I'm talking to president, I'm connected somehow with that. So beautiful bond,
True,
and
true.
how beautifully you have presented it. Did you live there with them in their
Yeah, I
home?
lived with an Yeah, I was living there. I'm one of the last childs who has been grown in their laps. Yes, definitely I lived with them, and I had a very great remembrance of the second grandfather, very very closely. So both are paternal and maternal grandfathers. So they know me, and of course I was too young when they left me, but I still live with them. So the memories are very very strong.
My goodness, that is so sweet, and I'm sure you must be cherishing those dreams now when you have spent your time.
True, true.
I would also like to let my viewers know that Sudiksha Group, their vision is to be the preferred technology, advisory, and skilling partner, consistently adding value through innovation and commitment. Their mission is to become best organization for excellence in India by providing exemplary citizenship, responsive growth, longevity, reliability, flexibility in services, and financial success. To be known for the highest standards of personal ethics, core values, and professional conduct is also one of their missions. So, with this, let's talk and check with Dr. Subramaniam Sharma about his business portfolio. I don't think that is anything is left out in India from him. So, sir, can you please tell us about? I would first like to touch base on the Medizinca, the AMR Pharma company. Can you please tell us about this company and the work?
When I came back to India, one of the dream was to create jobs. So that was a straight dream, and the dream was that you have to, whatever you have enjoyed in your life, and that was a journey. When you are celebrating for others, what was really thinking that you got a platform, which I'm very happy to say I got great platforms in my life, and I grew very fast in my career. I feel like I want to give the same type of platform to people. Of course, I am from a healthcare industrial background for 2.5 decades today, and I feel like I've definitely been in the entire supply chain of the healthcare management. So I feel like that should be my dream when I started my first job or first business in the country when I came back to India. At that time, when people have been speaking about not getting unemployment was a big topic which has been discussed when I came to India. When I left India 17 years before, the same topic was spoken that we are graduates, we don't get opportunities are global, opportunities are not in India. And when I came back, the same thing was also continued. So we felt like what is the first thing we want to do is to give them the job, give them a platform for every individual who comes and knocks your door. Today I can boastfully to tell you that there are 11 people joining our organization some part of the world. So that makes it the most happening place for our group. And when I started with healthcare, we want to start out with it that any industries today, if you want to make it exemplary for a workplace for every people to join in, your organization should grow to that type of level. And being in healthcare, we said that the best part of it is we want to bring the best healthcare system in the country. And healthcare, everybody speaks across the globe. Today we are in one of the worst pandemic in the world. And the out of the box, what happened was, these still so-called developed countries, underdeveloped countries, yet to developed countries faced a common problem. It's called service. There were lack of beds, the lack of medicines, the lack of people. After how many years? We're talking about 2020, and this is the change. We envisaged 27. When I really started 17 years back, Sudiksha Group started in 2009. And 2011, the first pharma retail outlet came out with a branded retail outlet. We said when you call it a branded, because we are all in the country today with a large population. We boast to say that we are number 2 in the world in terms of population. The healthcare services are nowhere near to the service level requirements. And we felt that Medizinca should give that differentiator, that medicine can reach to anybody at any hour of their place to them. The required medicines to be there. So we built in a system, we built in an ecosystem. I'm talking about 17 years back, that healthcare to home. That's the dream we started with Sudiksha Healthcare. Sudiksha Healthcare today was to have multiple former retail outlets, a branded outlet, where anything and everything regarding information. Medicinka is all about, Inca is a population where they don't know. Inca is the oldest population in the world. And they say that they don't know anything other than Victory. So we also believe in that information. Inca is also information. We say that anything related to healthcare, anything related to medicine, anything related to products, anything related to diagnostic, we want to be the number one people, and we started doing that differentiated. Today we are supposed to be number one brand in terms of brand recovery. We are reaching to everybody's house, and we have created multiple brands. We are buying a lot of pharma companies today, merging the companies. That gives two things. One is that the employees are getting a lot of opportunities to deliver their skill sets. A common man need is being felt in Medicinka.
Absolutely, absolutely. I can see whatever has come down to me. Your vision is very, very clear, and you're very, very focused. What the expectation is. I also wanted to know that you are promoting something called as the virtual clinic. What is that virtual clinic all about?
See, today I'm connected to a person in Scotland today, sitting in Bangalore. The beauty, right? So I'm not techie guy. Can I see? See, this happens, and this is where we both hearts are beating. We are trying to express each other. We are trying to tell them. The same thing in healthcare. The biggest thing in healthcare is either one of your loved one is in pain or you are in pain. And you need a solace. You need an answer for every of your solace. I can tell you, Sudiksha Group did a phenomenal service during COVID period. Right? There are people stranded in so many places. They wanted the right doctor. They wanted a bed. They wanted something to be there for them. And for them, they're all my relatives. They're my friends. They're my acquaintances whom I came to know. They immediately called me. They have used all our good offices to see that they are safe. They got their medicine. They got their isolation ward. And I can tell you there were people like the husband and wife, they both got positive. Both went into isolation. Who is going to help them? At that time, Sudiksha Group volunteered to see that they are going to be placed. And this is called, all happened in virtuality. When I myself cannot go outside in the market because there was a lockdown. So this was a dream which started 4 years back. Today, virtual clinic is getting completely developed. For example, people from you traveling to India tomorrow, today, you want to travel to a place while just driving down a car, you need a pharmacy, you get immediately the nearest pharmacy gets tapped like you got. You get nearest doctor connected to you. You may be a cardiologist, you may be a gynecologist, you may not know, right? When you are traveling in a place, you need an emergency medicine, you need to know. And healthcare is such a place, you don't know when it strikes badly, the best thing happens. In the last 1.5 years, the entire world realized it, that they need service, and across the globe, people had only one thing: please save us. SOS was being done in the entire world. And virtual clinic is a concept wherein this SOS is delivered on a daily basis, hourly basis, secondly basis. You want medicine, you want diagnostic services, you want a doctor on call, you want everything to be done, not the thing. And everybody has a busy schedule. For a person from other part of the world visiting India, don't have to do anything. And we are also promoting medical tourism. We are also connecting insurance to this. So this helps you from any part of the world. You come to this country, we are promoting tourism with healthcare tourism, with the best present. You are going to visit places, you are going to meet your loved ones in this country with all the services at your doorstep without moving an inch. You want to talk to the best doctor, you are connected to the best doctor. You want to come to the best medicines possible, you get it, everything. You want information, you get information. You want treatment at the most cost-effective methodology. And this all here, they are only integrating them to make it as a virtual platform, sitting in your home, not only for you. You are sitting in Scotland today. You want somebody in some part of the world needs some medicine to be delivered. You just have to log in and your medicines are delivered if you're sitting in a place, taking care of your loved ones even in long distance. It's going to be a long distance love which we are promoting through healthcare. I think this is the sum total of the virtual clinic which we are trying to do.
My goodness, really appreciable. I mean, you are working on a concept which is going to work globally, and sitting here or coming to India, if I don't have any problems, I mean, this is one of the biggest concerns when we travel back to India, like the climate changes, we definitely get, some kind of sickness. And when we're back again, it's like so much of the journey that we are so much exhausted basically out of all of these. But if this kind of concept is coming up, then it is brilliant. And in today's world as well, if I see all the vaccinations are coming up from India, it is being exported to across the globe. So it's very, very commendable. And the vision, I can understand what a true visionary is when you are talking, and I could understand the concept when you were talking about what virtual clinic is all about. And this will be, I think, highly beneficial for people who are especially traveling, because they don't have the information. And when you have such one place, all this information, one-stop shop basically, so it really works well. Thank you so much on this information. So I also came across that by successfully executing this model, you believe that we can achieve the objective of the government of India: affordable, accessible, acceptable healthcare to all. This will, as a consequence, address the challenge posed by 6 A's. What is that 6 A's that you are referring here?
See, all the affordability, accessibility, all those things are the 6 A's. More than anything, you are at home when you are not well, right? You are at the best safe hands when the God reaches you at the place. Healthcare needs this service, and we are trying to do this. And government wanted to do that. Today, India have the largest railway system, largest postal system, largest telecommunication was Bharat Sanchar Nigam Limited. If you see this, we are well connected with 136 crore people on the ground lane and growing at a pace of 18%. And right from the birth or when the baby falls in the mother's womb till the man last moments of his life in this planet needs service in healthcare. And if you are able to go to them, you are going to give them the best healthcare maintenance system. We don't want to promote sickness, but we are going to promote them health and hygiene. We are going to tell them the need is there. You are going to be getting everything possible there. The information about healthcare to you, the products which can be reaching to you. Today, we are promoting one of the best of the hyperthermia treatment for breast cancer, and where it is going to help you with minimum surgical invasion in terms of cancer. The product is getting done from South Korea. We are trying to promote it in India and affordably. So if it is going to be there, not only that available as healthcare, we are also connecting the entire group. We are want to participate in the entire world. We are connecting with the networking with the world to see the best from all the countries are going to come to this country. The best in this country are going to be accessible, everything to the world. So this is where, and it's going to be cost effective. And the method where, because today cost is also very important. Affordable healthcare is something is very important. Because we all come from a below poverty line maximum family. If you are not able to service them, only the high net worth individuals, the allied people, the best only will going to survive. But healthcare is for everybody. So if the vision is strong, and this is where that everybody gets the treatment like a king. That how the king gets, everybody gets it, because the death is a great level limit. So everybody needs the attention. Everybody needs the services. And if you're going to do that, a healthy nation, a healthy body, a healthy mind can make a great country. I think we want to promote that as a concept. We want to bring health as a concept. We want to bring in that people should take care of their health. Not come back to us and say that we are sick and now treat us. No, we want to say that we are going to help you so that you will have a greater lifespan and you enjoy every bit of your life, so that you are going to be a great country. All the metabolic activities we want to do to make sure that entire supply chain, right from a manufacturer to the end user, for a diagnostic service, sitting online, you get all your reports, your doctor sitting across the world, because people in Bangalore want to get addressed in Delhi, the reports are already generated with the doctor. And they don't have to meet him in busy schedule. A doctor can also want to deliver, but unfortunately sometimes he can't meet more than 100 patients a day. Here he can see thousands of patients, giving them guidance. And you are your doctor at Delhi, your doctor at Bombay, if the parents are in India, the children are in America, still the doctor, the patient, the father, the son can all be infected virtually. They get every service and we are going to connect them.
I would say excellent stewardship working on. I hope you all the best, and we are really looking forward to that. I would like to know about your edutech, which is for education, in
See,
this.
today I'll tell you, any industry today, a strong literate country is going to make it sound. So the edutech portion, what we are trying to do is that we are adopting all the government schools in the country today. We are also bringing Harvard to India. We are making want to work with Oxford to India. We are tied up with almost all the universities today, that a person in a remote village in Tamil Nadu can get an access and degree, not necessarily have to go and travel. It helps him to reduce the cost and go to get the best education quickly. We are connected with almost all the universities in the world today to get the best education to them. The children can opt for any course sitting into him rather than rushing to him. Cost effectiveness. The child can be evaluated online by every university. The graduation can be done. The teaching can be done. And in the whole 2 or 3 years of his graduation or post-graduation, he can travel only once to the university to have a live vision. Always everything is totally technological based. We are bringing all the university of every child in this country who want to read. We want everybody to go to school. So this is the school, and the school can be anybody's choice. Right? You know, how many people can afford to go to a B school today? How many people? What is the rat race? How many people? And everybody want to get educated. Either it's the cost, either the percentage, or 0.5% difference. It's going to be highly competitive. I cannot go and attend an exam, multiple exam. And second thing, I don't have a menu card. I don't have a choice. So I've been strength to a particular system of education. Today we are opening to this part of the country, more so for the Indian country, where we have been with a particular amount of syllabi. Thanks to the present government, they are also coming out with a new age of education system. We are also integrating ourselves into making sure all the courses across the globe can be accessed to every child in this country, and they have a choice. They can get educated. They get everything. Apart from integrating all the colleges and schools in this country, we are also connecting to all the colleges. I think they are 75% through with that concept. The concept is rolling out in a very strong way. People are accepting us. And this technological base, we are going to give them all the feeding part of all the courses, not necessarily that any courses we can teach them online. And also we are integrating to them the internship. Their corporates are getting integrated. They said they can get that, and the companies can also choose what type of an education, what type of system, everything on. So this education is going to be there, and we have a large number of government schools. They say in Bengaluru city like that, we have more than 3,650 government schools. So infrastructure is there. We are upgrading the infrastructure. We are making sure every child is global, in local. We are making local as a global part.
Wow, I mean, every child can now dream big, and they can reach Oxford or Harvard, and you are building that excellent bridge between countries globally.
Global integration.
Global integration, yes. I mean, it's great to know all these concepts which are coming up in the future for all the students and all the parents. Much relief for the parents who really can't put in, it's so expensive getting to.
Well, we have 2,300 students enrolled. 2,300 students. So that's a success for us in past 2 years. So now we are envisaging 11,000 students this year.
That's great.
Anyway, COVID has brought in all virtual education today. So we have been little early than Corona to come and see that every child gets this.
Absolutely.
They get to meet people from other parts of the world also.
So I would also like to, because your business portfolio is so long, I just want to grab it faster and faster to know more information from you. I would now move on to your next one, which is FinTech Finacle. What is that all about?
FinTech today, I can tell you, we bought a company which is partnered with the banking product of one of the leading MNCs in the country. And when we are doing that, it became a product company, and we were doing it for only the top banks. But when we realized the cooperative sector, the second side, B2 sector banks today is not still computerized. Even if it is computerized, it is not digitalized, it is not centralized, the data is not happening. And if you say so, that more than 75,000 cooperative sector in the country is still not centralized. The banking system has not gone to the village. See, ultimately, Sudiksha Group is designed to reach to every person that we need to have it. We talk about demonetization. The last 3 years back, when our government did a demonetization, the blunt reality came out. They were able to track only the top banks, but the cooperative sector became vulnerable because they don't have any control. They don't have any track. They are not able to manage. And subsidies have been done. The bank, every government scheme want to give it to the common man. It was not reaching. It may be for various reasons. Let us put this on the positive reason that supply chain is not disciplined. So today we have built in a product where in every cooperative sector, even from an agro, cooperative sector to the banking system, everything is getting integrated. Sitting in a place, a government body can directly tell the farmer that what is the subsidy can avail, what is the loan he has availed, what is the inventory he is managing. Everything is done. This is called primary agriculture cooperative society. And we have brought in all the people, and this is the concept being long term. And they are much larger size than these organized banks. The population is very high. We are the country boasts to have number of villages more. But common man is not getting it. Nobody is able to do it. And today, sitting in that, a farmer can have an app, say that what he wants. And so we have developed that concept. Where in that app, you know that you want to get the subsidy. He knows how much loan he is eligible for. And we are also giving him an information where what is the inventory of seedlings can be given. All the government schemes are getting integrated. So the present agri laws are getting integrated with this cooperative sector movement, wherein we are contributing to the cooperative sector with 75,000 soft banks across the country still needs to be centralized database management, and their government itself is vulnerable, not able to get this data on time. We are integrated with governments to do that, and we'll be very happy to do this rollout across the globe because the challenge is same, maybe more. If you talk about African countries, if you talk about B2 countries, the sectors are good. If we don't have a database, if we don't get it integrated, the policies are great, the common man needs it, but the integration platform is not there, and we are trying to connect it. And this already happened in India. Already we are rolling out more than 170 already cooperative sectors are getting centralized and database. We are setting up a data center in Bangalore to make sure the data is there and in different time zones. We are setting up one data center in Australia, one is at Johannesburg. So when you're going to have these big data centers coming up, different timelines, 24/7, we are going to give services to the cooperative sector. So that is where it is going to help the agro people, it's going to help the farmers to get the information, and the government's policies are reaching to the common man on the most easiest way. It's going to reach them, and that's what is the concept.
Lovely. Thank you so much for letting us know once again about what all that you have been doing now. I was also very much curious to know because, I'm part of this media and glamour. So I came to know that you're also having a media house, which is about print media, which is about YouTube and paper and channels and all of that. So can you please tell us about what is this media house into?
Media house, basically, we have our own newspaper. Now it's bilingual. We want to make it multilingual, and India comes with a vast background of everything. And once again, using the technology where they have the news at every new corner of every of the building should be connected with the news around the world. Right? Many people are not today get the information about what you call BBC or Yan or any other news channels, and therefore to bring them to their own local language, we have brought in this online newspaper, and online videos have been uploaded. Almost 3 videos in every 3 minutes or 4 minutes of videos are getting uploaded. More of informative and the news which is there. Of course, news became today once again a topic of discussion around the world, that what news we are seeing. The news what people are getting projected, everybody are forced to see that. I have a choice. That today we have brought in a software wherein you have a choice. If you are a avid sports lover, you get automatically get the first sports news. You are more politically aligned, you get a political news feed. And we are also setting up substations in every place where we are taking this digital India to the village. We are setting up then news stations. News station is all about Like a library, we are setting up near every bus stands in the deepest villages of this country, wherein that our newspapers are getting uploaded. They can use the tabs there at no extra cost. These stations are there available. Our newspapers can be accessible to every villager. He doesn't know, a man who is not able to read can see visually. So video and audio, as well as print media, digitally, they are making sure Digital India connecting the villages. Digital India also giving information to an illiterate, to an uneducated, to the old people, to city people. They get every information next to the doorstep. That we have stations coming up. We have set up in model stations at around 25 villages. We have already set up next to the bus stand. If you really go back to the history, the Indians, villages, all the elders used to come in the morning coffee shop. They used to read the papers available there and discuss about who is going to be the next minister, the voting pattern, the education system. And you see, lay back in London, the same thing used to happen there also. When there was a primitive era, people used to come and announce in a group of places. People stand and say there's a function in their home and they're going to celebrate. Good or bad news has been informed there. Then we are going taking back to the history today, that we are setting up the same concept with a new thought process, wherein people can come with their own, every tabs are available, informations are available, digital platforms are available there. They can go and access our news, that is S News. Sudiksha News is the channel which is getting uploaded in every village in their own local language. Today predominantly we are doing it in Kannada and Tamil, and we are going out with all the alternate multilinguals. In every village there will be like a bus stand, you will have a news stand. And news free of cost. So this is where media, we are making a revolution, where you can come and read newspaper and don't have to ask anybody. The latest news, you are not able to just ping in and you get the news, audio is also there. So YouTube channel also gives them the information and zero cost, no need of spending 1 rupee.
Amazing. You're so deeply supportive to the common man, I can see. And yes, absolutely, as you're talking about it, at absolutely no cost. Even in UK, newspapers or these kind of stuff is easily available and it's all free of cost. I mean, if we go in the bus, if we go on the bus stands and all, it's all freely available to all of us. Great. And I think because it's all so much of digital with you, definitely you must be having some owning, basically. You must be owning some software solutions, some IT company who must be the backup of all of it, because...
No, we have bought a company already. It was a 17-year-old company and they were previously into banking software. Today we have bought around 11 companies and integrated into Sudiksha Group. So then this concept came up. We were into services and become a product company. Product, services and deliverables are three verticals which we are trying to do in IT. And Sudiksha Technology is spearheading this as is, and Sudiksha is my daughter's name, so everything comes with Sudiksha. So that makes it very special, and Sudiksha reaches to everybody in this country. So the concept is that.
That is definitely, I was thinking, Sudiksha, there is something behind it. Thank you so much for letting us know about all that information that your company is doing and all your visions which you have shared with us. And I'm pretty much sure that with all these things, you must definitely be having challenges as well. Must not be very easy for you to bring things on one platform. So can you please share a couple of challenges and how did you overcome them?
See, the challenge is always in any entrepreneur, the journey is how many people share the vision. Today I'm on your interview. When you called me, I was very, very joyous to share that how many people share the thought. Dream can be one, right? And how many people share this? Today I have more than 21,000 people sharing this dream of Sudiksha Group, the same vision. And we want to see that in coming at least in another 5 to 6 years, we need to have 1 lakh people, 100,000 people sharing the same vision, connecting people to people, either in terms of technology, in terms of healthcare, in terms of media, in terms of aviation. We are trying to see that everywhere this, the ultimate reason is that everybody wanted the need and we are getting connected. The challenge comes up is that people don't accept it. A change is not accepted in any part of the world, right? When you come suddenly say that I'll give you free of cost a newspaper, why? What is the benefit this gentleman is having? Correct? And I'm going to tell him that you get every information on that. Yes, that's where the common man comes up. So with the question, why I need it, why you are doing it to me, point one. What is the internal benefit you are going to get? This is a common man's question, point one. Point two is that, of course, we also say that it's all going to be, a lot of money going to be involved, and we are all going to get earning money, and it's all like a CSR activity going back to society. What you earn, you are going to give back to them. It's going to be a continuous process of giving back to the society. The challenge comes up, the people who are already there, they would have already tried something and they would have left. Talk about healthcare, a lot of people thought this is not a great idea, it's not a greenfield idea. But everybody failed in execution. They said, you need help, I am there. But how many people really delivered? They don't deliver, point one. And always there's a negativity in any work you do, people say it can't be done, right? And the journey is 17 years now. And maximum number of critics, maximum of people who say it can't be done, many people don't buy your idea, and many people don't even accept your idea. So these are the challenges. And financially, yes, that's always a challenge. And if you are an economist and you have a plan of action for your money, and if you have a beautiful project to put on lay, and you understand that what is the visibility in the business, and definitely you say that, and you are a great economist in that way. That way we had less challenges because our team is very strong, our board is very strong. We boast to say that the stock exchange team is with us, World Bank team is with us. We have people from varied backgrounds. So you talk about technological, we have people from technology. We have connected a lot of people to them to share this vision. But that's a big challenge, bringing a lot of people inside. And it looks like Dr. Sharma is the only man who is the driver driving it. Actually, it is not. There are 20,000 people driving this round the clock. And a person like me is also wrong that I keep dreaming. And the vision is expanding day by day. So, and every day, and we come with a new thing that what we want to do now. We want to add up more portfolios into the system. The common man needs everything. That's why I said it's a pin to prince. A man needs a pin, he needs a palace. Everything a man needs. And you can't say that why you deserve, why only Sharma should deserve. No, it doesn't happen that way. Everybody deserves it, and we are only channelizing it, partnering it with various people, talking to them, selling the idea. So the biggest challenge is the time. So I sleep 2 hours a day. So for 15 years, still I have to borrow some. So I have to borrow 1 more hour to make sure this day has to be completed. So those are the biggest challenge. So,
24 hours for you, and what a humanitarian work. You're thinking, doing, and absolutely agree with you when you say that vision is not for one. It's not your vision. There are 21,000 people who are sharing your visions, and they are bringing your vision to reality. So it's basically all those like-minded people are together and they want to give back something to the society. But then you definitely need a strong steward, and that steward is you.
Let's see, one of the biggest thing is in your lifetime you would have also heard. If I would have got this opportunity, I would have been Sachin Tendulkar. If I would have got an opportunity, I would have been Usain Bolt. Nobody knows. They grabbed the opportunity. They waited for every opportunity. They struggled hard to be what they are today in this world. The brands are so-called that these people don't know, and we are trying to see that we are giving them the platform. We want everybody, one of them, who are all looking for a platform. Suriksha Group will be the final, the startup journey, and the travel and the destination should be Suriksha Group. That's what is my dream. So when you see this dream, and we are taking, and the train bogies are adding every day, we are adding too many portfolios with us, and anything which serves the human race, I am the person to be there, and anything to be there. And we are open for ideas. We are waiting across the globe to share their ideas, because still 2 more hours in my life is pending, that I am ready to work round the clock to see that the dream comes true for every individual. That is ultimate contention. I strongly feel so, that if I say, if anybody has to be successful, strongly contented in doing their job, connect everybody globally. connect everybody. Everybody have a story to say. Everybody have something to offer to this world. Everybody have something inside them to give it back. And I am merely a facilitator, a bridge across the globe to connect people. A person who needs a job, we are the destination. A person need a service, we are the destination. A person need a product, we are the destination. A person need to dream, we are the people to make you dream. And if a person say, I have a dream, I want to fulfill, I always tell them, we are part of you. So we were not there, we are part of you.
So lovely to hear these words from you, and I'm really looking forward to what you said, that opportunity. So when I had the opportunity to take interview from you, I said, yes, I want him. So that is the opportunity, and
the opportunity is given and taken. When you called me, I am also ready to come. The reason is, see, this has to spread. See, any infection has to be spread like COVID, right? It should be numerously spread. That if somebody wanted to do something and they don't have any idea, I tell them, please borrow my idea. Do it. Anything for any other bell, because the timeline of any human being is a small time. A window is very small. So everybody gets infections like this and they want to spread across the globe. I'll tell them, I am ready to give ideas to them. I am ready to partner with them. I will be part of their vision. And we welcome every visionaries who want to say that they want to be there. This country needs them most. Our country needs them most, because we are the country which had slavery for 300 years. We had been there. To be an independent, it took 300 years for us. To be ourselves, it took 67 years now. And we want to be the most strongest, strengthening nation, which is going to spread love, peace and prosperity for the entire world. So we are the country not only for us. When I say it is me, I'm very selfish. I say that India as a country want to spread love and affection to the entire world. We want to spread all the happiness. When you said to me in the initial time of the interview that we are giving you vaccines, I am proud to say I am an Indian. I'm proud to say if one of my child suffering in the world want of some medicine, and if you are able to find it and able to deliver, and we say salutation for such a great country with the age group of such a young kid, which is saying that they are part of the world. Because world is one today. If I say me, if I say my country, if I am patriotic, I say it is the world as patriotic, not country per se. So for me, the entire world is a single country, and I am part of the entire world. Maybe my Bhumi are born in this country, lovely country, but I say that I belong to every country in this globe. So we want to spread this to the globe. So that was the reason I agreed to be on your show, to say the world that Sudiksha Group is ready to come to you, and we are already spreading wings. We are global already, and we want to be not only that, every nook and corner of the world, we want to be there. We want to be part of you.
Very nurturing thoughts, as your IT company's name is Nurture Software Solutions. And
technologies.
Yes, Sudiksha is an umbrella company, and there are so many under it. So, and you are the one who is leading, who is a serial entrepreneur presently promoting Sudiksha Group of companies. So it's great. I mean, because you sleep only 2 hours, do you have any hobbies to, basically practice? Do you get time for yourself?
The time is when I travel. When I'm in a flight, I have a time because I have no other job to do, and I don't do any job in flight, so I read books. I'm a voracious reader. I read autobiographies and biographies of all the leaders in the world, because they had dreamt something in their life, and I start feeling that I can connect myself to everything for them. So I'm a voracious reader. So my traveling time, I spend time in reading. So the longer journey, the more knowledgeable I'll be. So I always pick up my book in nearest Second Gotham stores to read something about some gentleman of some part of the world. So that was one of my craziest hobbies ever I have. Even that 2 hours I try to see if I can do something, and now I'm reading. I'm reading people, I'm reading the books, I'm reading lives of people. So that's my biggest hobby. If at all little bit I would have learned something in my life, if at all I would have dreamt something, if I want to be a visionary, I will take all the visionaries towards you. So the only the books can give you. So I'm a very, very voracious reader, very voracious reader.
So this comes, what I understand, this comes from the genes, because Dr. Radhakrishnan, who was the former president of India, he has been into so many prestigious posts, who has been holding responsible position in the Indian government. He was still a teacher, and that's the reason India is still celebrating Teachers' Day on his name. My dear viewers, Dr. Subramaniam Sharma is no less, he is also a voracious leader, which comes from his family. So now we know how knowledgeable he is and what makes him a leader, because he is following the leadership. He is reading a lot. He has got his own dreams and lot more. So last but not the least, sir, we would like to know, how does your journey motivate my viewers?
See, I want to be very, practical. It may feel humble, but it's very practical. If I can do, everybody can do. If I can dream, every person can dream. If I can achieve, everybody can achieve. So I feel that please don't think twice. Start dreaming and start achieving what you dream, and it is possible. Definitely it's a possible, and I can say that this is the strongest example of all the legacy, all the privy, per se, if you leave it alone. I also very had one of the toughest part. Today I am completing almost 47 years of your life. Still, I don't know how long way to go ahead. You are very healthy, and your health seems that you can carry on for some more years to come or decades to come. And if I want to say something to everybody, more so for the youngsters, I say them, don't fear. The fear has to go. I always tell them, remove the fear, go, sky is the limit, scale it, and keep it remembrance. The ordinary man from the remotest part of the country, which is still under the development nation, can try to dream big. I still don't know how much I have achieved or still I'm going to achieve. But if I'm able to dream big and starting my journey, and please take it as an inspiration that you can also do a bigger journey, a bigger dream, but feel for every human next to you. Right? We are talking about global. If you don't feel for the next person, an idea starts with your neighbor, a thought process starts with the neighbor, an empathy and sympathy starts with your neighbor, a learning starts with the neighbor. If you really start looking into what is your neighborhood, what is your family around you, and if you see that, see, I see what is there in me. I see my wife, I see my child. My child was young baby in the arms when I seen her 15 years back, and a doctor brought her to me, and I just seen her and said, this baby is the life for me. Today she has already completed 16 long years trying to be an administrative officer in this Indian government. She's saying, I want to be inspired by my dad. I want to do. It all happened in your own eyes. A young child born in this world. Nobody is trained her. Nobody guided her. She started dreaming. And everybody should think they are a kid. They are born today. And from today onwards, whatever the age you are, whatever the experience you are, whatever you have done today, please close your books. Start a new day with a new dream, and you will achieve something which the nation will be proud of, and generations to come, you will be a part of the history which you can be, and you will be. So I think I always feel if I can contribute something in this journey of inspiration and spreading this message across the globe, that if I can do, anybody in this world can do. That much is a guarantee.
So true, and so inspiring words from you, sir, for all the viewers. And absolutely, you have to dream big. And if you work hard, their sky is no limit, because it is the universe will make the ways for you. So just open up the arms, take that first step, and move ahead. It was so brilliant talking to you, and you sharing your thoughts about the services, the products that you're working on, and the way you're trying to reach the common man. It all shows how analytical, observant, selfless your thoughts are, and along with you there are so many people of your own company who are sharing a very similar vision, and who are going to provide or are providing mankind. They are easing life of people. This is what anybody expects, any person across the globe. Like today, COVID vaccine, India has been leading it, and it has been easing life of people. People are looking up to India for for a solution. So, and your company is no less. It is also leading towards the same path, bridging gaps not only people through technology, but understanding them and being truly humanitarian and giving all the powers to people. So thank you so much for being in my show, which is Alvirago Show with Rashmi. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Rashmi, and giving me an opportunity to speak my mind to the world. And I strongly feel that destiny is something written. So everywhere, and I can only say that I'm always available to you, to Forbasana, and sharing the same dream and thought till up to the Scotland it has reached. I'm proud that it has reached much more to others and continues. Thank you very much. Thanks a million for it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. And here we come to the end of show with a brilliant personality, Dr. Subramaniam Sharma. Next week, we will be back with another inspiring personality only on Alvirago Show with Rashmi.